The story begins with a soldier who loses everything in the span of a single ambush. Somewhere in the mountains of Afghanistan, a young man watches his brother die in front of him, and instead of breaking, he makes a promise. He'll finish what his brother started. He'll become an army ranger. But here's the twist nobody warns you about: the army doesn't give him a name for it. They give him a number. 81, and from that moment on, this man erases his own identity to chase someone else's dream, a decision that's going to haunt every single choice he makes for the rest of this film. Fast forward, and 81 is buried in the most brutal stretch of ranger training you can imagine, the final selection phase, where the weak get weeded out and only the obsessed survive. This is where the film quietly does something smart: it isolates him. While the other candidates joke, bond, lean on each other, 81 stays cold, distant, unreadable. Viewers might assume that's just a personality quirk, but it's grief. He's terrified of losing anyone else, so he refuses to let anyone in. That emotional wall is the real ticking bomb of this movie, and it's about to get tested in the worst way possible. Then comes the moment everything changes. What should have been a routine training exercise in the middle of nowhere turns into a nightmare when the unit stumbles onto something that was never supposed to be found: a massive, otherworldly killing machine, dormant, waiting. The second it wakes up, this stops being a war movie and becomes a survival horror story. Laser fire tears through the mountainside, explosions swallow the terrain whole, and suddenly the enemy these soldiers trained for is nothing compared to what's actually hunting them now. This thing doesn't tire, doesn't negotiate, doesn't feel fear, it simply calculates, and every second these soldiers waste trying to understand it is a second closer to their own death. And the cruelest part? 81 is forced into a leadership role he never wanted, over people he deliberately kept at arm's length. From here, it's pure desperation. The unit gets picked apart one by one, and 81 has to confront the exact thing he's been running from since the desert: losing people he's responsible for. The climax throws the team into a final, near-suicidal gambit to bring the machine down, and whether or not everyone makes it out, one thing becomes clear: 81 finally lets go of the number and starts acting like the man his brother believed he could be. But just when you think it's over, the film leaves the door wide open, a final gut punch reveal that hints this war machine was never alone, and something far bigger is coming. So, did the ending leave you satisfied, or did it feel like a setup for round 2? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want to see how this story continues, make sure you're subscribed, because this fight is far from finished.